Hey there, extraordinary thinkers. How you doing today? Travathan here. I'm going to do a quick video today. There's lots going on this end, so I've been really busy. In fact, I didn't even get a video up last week because it was just so much going on over here. I wanted to address a subject that's kind of been coming to my inbox, and a lot of this has to do with probably what's going on, the pandemic and all that, but it seems to apply to a lot of people kind of even beyond that scope. So the question I'm going to have for you is, do you have projects or do you have problems? When something's going on in your life and you're figuring out some sort of a solution for that, or like a direction or a next step or something like that, do you see those things that are happening as a problem that you have or a project that you have? And here's why I'm asking you this question. It's really important to know the difference in the vibrational energy of those two things. So let me give you a little exercise. If I say to you, I've really got a problem, just notice how you respond to that. But if I say to you, and let's say I'm talking about the exact same thing, situation, event, person, whatever, if I say to you, I've got a really cool project. Now, how do you respond to that? Just notice the difference in your vibration, the level of your vibration, I should say, the energetic response that you have. So before I go further, be sure you go down there and click the subscribe button. Click the little notification bell so you get notified when we do a video. I think last week was the first time I missed a video in a very long time, but there was just so much going on. I just couldn't keep the plates spinning, so to speak. So I decided I'm going to create what's going on as a project and not a problem. And so because I decided to look at it as a project, everything just worked out super smoothly, and the only thing that got dropped was a video, and I figure with less than 600 subscribers no one's going to sue me, so I didn't think it's that big of a deal, although it is important to me to stay on track, so we are doing our best to do that. It's just that I also need to take time for myself when I need to take time for myself, if you know what I mean. So I had something happen where this situation applied that we're talking about. I put up a picture, I think it was last week or the week before. I do a lot on social media, and I put up a picture of my day off, where I was working in my yard, and I was planting in my garden, and I was harvesting from my winter garden, and the sun was out and the sky was beautiful, and it was just a pristine, gorgeous day, beautiful weather, nice and warm. We're walking around in just short sleeve shirts and stuff like that and working outside, having a blast. And then we had a happy hour by the pool. So I posted a picture of this because I post these sort of slice of my life type pictures. And boy, like within a few minutes, people started having extremely mixed emotions about these pictures I was posting. And I would say 95% of the people that were looking at them were going, wow, I wish I was there, because that looks so relaxing and comfortable and really soothing to the soul. But then there were people who were chiming in like, how dare you? How dare you post pictures of beautiful weather and sunshine and talking about working your garden and things like that when people are freezing to death in Texas. Now, you know I specialize in extraordinary thinking. What I just described to you was ordinary thinking. And the idea behind it is that in ordinary thinking, what you do is you cancel out anyone else's good if you're not having good. Some of the people who were saying this weren't even in Texas, which was odd. My friends from Texas thought they loved the pictures. They were, keep them coming, this really lifts my soul. But it was very interesting to me because I thought, now how do I want to respond to this? Do I have a problem here, or do I have a project? And I did realize, of course, what I'm saying in ordinary thinking, what you do is if you're not having a good day, you just cancel out everybody else's good too. And somehow in your mind, that makes sense. Somehow in your mind, that's logical. And the key here is the how dare you. So for instance, I remembered someone telling me a story of decorating her daughter's room, and her mother said, don't show anybody this, don't tell anybody about this, because people will hate you for how pretty this is. And it's that kind of thing. I dated a guy once who wouldn't hold hands in public or show any affection in public, and when I asked him about it, this guy was a grandson of two legendary Hollywood icons. And his thing was, oh, that wouldn't be appropriate because what if somebody else has no hand to hold? So it wasn't a problem. It was a project. I did have to decide if I was going to continue dating that person, which I decided not to. But everything in your life is going to give you the opportunity to deal with some of these things like I'm talking about now. Almost anything that's going on in your life gives you the choice that it's either going to be a project that you have, which can be like exciting to deal with, or it's going to be a problem that you have. And if you just look at the word problem, it comes with this sort of heaviness, where a project can be like uplifting. And it's all perception. Everything about extraordinary thinking and ordinary thinking both are perception. And if you're new to this channel, go through some of the videos and learn a little bit about what extraordinary thinking is and what ordinary thinking is, because we talk a lot about it here. And the reason why it's so important is because ordinary thinking is the way that the world works now. That's the type of thinking that's out there, the modality for thought management and processing. And you might notice that it doesn't work very well. It never really has. But it's kind of like this big secret. It never really has worked that well. So what I've been doing for 40 years is offering alternatives to ordinary thinking, what I call extraordinary thinking. So in extraordinary thinking, let's take that same situation about my yard and my sunny pictures. In extraordinary thinking, what we do when a situation comes up like what's been happening lately, where Texas underwent some really horrible situations. And here I am in Arizona, and it's winter here, and it's bright, and it's sunny, and it's beautiful, and we're gardening, and we're trimming plants, and we're sitting out by the pool and having happy hour. Well, of course, in ordinary thinking, I'm supposed to feel guilty about that. So I made a choice to live here, and I'm going to honor that. So whatever comes with that is a part of me honoring that. Now, does it mean that I don't care about the people in Texas? Of course not. There's no relationship to me living here and me caring or not caring about people in anywhere else, no matter where it is. So I thought that was very interesting. I looked at it instead of as a problem that these people were sending me hate mail and posting nasty things on the thread and things like that. I didn't look at that as a problem. I looked at it as a project of, well, how do I want to deal with this? I want to first recognize that what they're doing, the people who are being extremely negative and mean and nasty, are being stuck in ordinary thinking. I need to pull out of that. The people who were enjoying the pictures, even the people from Texas on my friends list and all that, and some family members and things like that, they were delighted. They wanted to see the sunshine. They wanted to see the bright flowers and, all of that. So I had to really look at this like I had a microscope. As the day went on, there were hundreds and hundreds of people who realized that there was some negativity on my post, and they were kind of like standing in support of me and saying, oh, the pictures are lovely, and you know, we all choose where we live, we all choose what happens in our life, and we all choose, most importantly, how we respond to the things that happen in our lives. So this is sort of a long story short, but what I really want you to be thinking about over this next week or so is, when you look at your life, when you survey your life, if you watch this channel, you know, sometimes I tell you to become a detective, an investigator in your own life. Understand how you see things. So when you look at your life and you're looking at the different things you're dealing with, do you see problems or projects? So before I close, just once again, if you have not subscribed, please go down there and subscribe. Look in the description box. There is some freebies for you there, some things like that. And I also wanted to be sure that you knew, if you're new to the channel, you knew about the most recent book, Loved Beyond Compare. You can find that on Amazon, and I really do suggest that you read it. I wrote it for you, and it's probably the best book of all the ones I've written. So why it's important is because it helps you understand who and what you truly are, beyond all of the lies of the ego that you've been fed all your life. So what is a lie of the ego? So in my scenario I gave you today about me posting the pictures and people responding to that, it's the ego that says, how dare you? How dare you post pictures of a beautiful sunny day when there are people in peril because of snow? How dare you? That's ego. That's big, big ego the size of Texas. And the indication is that if I post a picture of my life here in Arizona where the sun's shining and it's nice and warm and we're not having those problems, then somehow I'm a mean, abusive, nasty, terrible, hateful person, which has nothing to do with the pictures that I posted. So I wanted to leave you with this little bit of education, I guess you'd call it. Something that I learned when I was learning to be a therapist. One of our professors put up a film of a teenage girl sitting in a chair in a room alone. There was a TV on in front of her, and she was looking at the TV. And our assignment was to look at the film and tell the instructor, the professor, what we witnessed. So it was very interesting to me. He allowed for about 15 or 16 responses. Out of a class of 40, those 15 or 16 people that responded to seeing this film saw a really negative experience. Most of them saw an angry teenage girl, mad at the world kind of thing, angrily sitting and watching TV and scowling. And so he listened to these responses, and then he asked, well, who else has a response? And a few people, I was one of them, said, I see someone sitting and watching a TV. Nothing more, nothing less. So when we had to really like nitty-gritty down this scenario from a point of psychology, what we realized was the people who were seeing something negative in that film had to finally admit that it was just a girl sitting watching a TV. Nothing more, nothing less. She wasn't scowling. In fact, she wasn't really reacting at all. It was just a girl alone in a room sitting watching TV. That's all it was. But people read into what they're seeing. That's why you may have heard no two people ever experience something the same way. Because we are all conditioned, and we are going to see the things that we want to see, hear the things that we think we're going to hear, and believe the things that we think are true. Whether they're true or not, whether what we think we see is real or not, what we think is happening or not. It's the way we're all conditioned. So just like the girl who's sitting in a room just watching a TV, nothing more, nothing less. I posted some pictures of a slice of my life here in Arizona. It meant nothing more, it meant nothing less. It was just a slice of my day. Did I have a problem when people responded in a bad way? No. I had a project, I had to deal with those people. Did I have a problem when people responded in a positive way? No. I just had to deal with those people. I said thank you. So just think about that. Look around your life. The way that you look at your life is going to be determined by the way that you see your inner world. And it has very little, if anything at all, to do with your outer world. So continue to watch these videos. I'll continue to be here and share extraordinary thinking with you and give you ways to look at things and give you an opportunity to sort of be your own detective in your own life and figure out what's really true for you. Be safe, stay well, and if you are in cold country, stay warm. Bye-bye.